Good morning, traders. Welcome to the end of week technical analysis video for gold signals. We're going to be starting off right where we left off from the last end of week technical analysis, or sorry, the last video technical analysis, which would have been the start of week. We are now at the end of that week. So we're going to get right into things here. So where we left off last time, we left off at this blue line here. I've marked this in prior to this video. So we're going to go straight off of where we last left off. So as you can see, we were speaking about price coming back up to test this same common resistance of 2.6 around 2.627 roughly. Obviously we established a major point of interest on the higher time frames at this level, and we overall expected obviously two moves, either a short or a long, and then we worked out as we marked up the chart and we went along that the bullish move was a lot more probable than the short move. As you can see where we left off in the market, we left off on this candlestick here, we didn't see this, and as you can see from the Monday, we continued all the way bullish again, breaking through this last previous high time frame resistance of 2627, and price then continued up. So as you know, we're going to go ahead and start off by marking our chart up. We're going to go ahead and grab our boxes, hit into line chart. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and get our boxes. Right, okay, cool. So we're going to look for our first point. So here, we have a point here. We are on the hour one, so we're going to mark in any levels that we have that we can see with our purple boxes, just to show you and indicate to us that these are higher levels. As you can see, we've got major support there, acted by resistance on the lower time frame moves. Got another box here, where price is actually currently in right now. And then we got one more box, roughly about that. You see, price acted as resistance, came through, tested support, resistance, support, support, resistance. As you can see, that is definitely a point of interest that we want to take into account. So we're going to go ahead and head back over to our candlesticks here. So as you can see, I zoom right in for you guys. This is where we are currently looking at. This is the market that we are going to divulge and dissect of what has happened over the last week. So as you can see, we're going to go ahead and mark up with a path right now. So as you can see, price ended up coming up bullish and roughly testing around this level before price then broke to then come back and test this price as a support. So obviously we got our break and retest pattern, and we've seen this pattern form twice, with price then going higher and higher, and then price then found another major level, which is this level here, where price continued to act as support, and price was sitting here for quite a while, and that's 2655 before price then pushed up again to an all-time high of 2685, which is a crazy move for gold. Obviously, as you guys know, on the daily time frame, gold has been very bullish for quite a while, especially if we go ahead and check the weekly like we did last week. Since October 2023, we've seen gold more or less bullish. Obviously we had some slight drops and we've had some bearish weeks, but overall prices continued in a bullish move. So as you can see, we carry on this path right now. Price then touched this all-time high and then completely dropped, came back up again, and then came back down to test where we are now. So as you can see, where we are now, we're testing this level of 2663 roughly. We'd say this box, sorry, not this box, it's the wrong terminology. This point of interest is going to be a major level for us. As you can see, before price, when price first broke out of this last resistance and finally found itself atop, that was this level. Price then broke up, came back down to test it, testing the support of 2655, come back up to test it as resistance, and then as you can see on the lower time frames, price did struggle to break through, eventually breaking through and touching that all-time high. As you can see, price has now come back down to this level. So we're going to go ahead and go into our minute 15 here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So as you can see, price is very much moving sideways currently. Obviously we've had our all-time high of 2685. I'm going to go ahead and mark that real quick. There we go, that's our all-time high, followed by a big drop coming down to the major support of this, what you would like to call consolidation block. When I say consolidation block, I mean this whole block here. I'll just go ahead and mark that in a yellow and put the opacity down just so it doesn't get in the way too much. So as you can see, this yellow box is the consolidation block. Obviously on the higher time frames we can see that that is more apparent. If I zoom right in for you, we haven't had much movement inside this block on this time frame, but as you can see, price is creating higher highs and higher lows on previous resistance. As you can see, again, talking about that major resistance or the point of interest of 2663 to 2665. As you can see, price is currently on that level as we speak. So going forward in the market, what could we see? Obviously it's a Friday, so the market will be closing in a matter of hours. I believe we've got around 12 to 14 hours left of the market before it closes at 10 o'clock GMT tonight. However, there's a few scenarios that we could see, and we're going to go over them quickly for you now. So we're going to go ahead and reset our price scale for you here. Go ahead and zoom in. So as you can see, price is testing this current level. What we could see, we're going to go ahead and mark this level in as well. Right there. It's all-time high, and we're going to go ahead and put that into our purple color, as we know that this is our major point of interest color. Obviously we've got keys, and as you guys know, purple is our higher time frame point of interest, and then you'll see green ones down here, which is when we mark them up on around minute 15 to minute 30, so the lower time frame point of interests. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and delete this just so it doesn't get in the way too much. So as you can see, we've got our high, we've got our new all-time high, and price has then since broken back down to come test this previous resistance. As you can see on the hour 4 is a major resistance point, and obviously we have our break and retest pattern on the hour 4. So if I go ahead and speak about that now for you, we have our resistance, then we have our break, and then we have our retest on the previous resistance here as a support. So if the break and retest pattern goes as expected, we will see a bullish move, a bullish continuation from this point onwards on the higher time frames along with the lower time frames, with price coming up to test this to either then move in a consolidation block as it has before when it reaches all-time highs. So for example, we could see something like this, price just moving sideways before it decides whether to break up to the upside or break down to the downside. We're going to go ahead and go into a lower time frame now. We're going to go into hour 1. Zoom right in for you guys. So as you can see, price is here. What we could see as well, we could see price continue all the way down, continue to drop, making the hour 4 break and retest invalid unless we see a drop on the lower time frames in a space of 4 hours and price comes back up to here, creating a wick from this level to this level on the higher time frame being hour 4. We could see price come back down to here to test this, consolidate like it has before in this area, and then continue back up and consolidate before it decides its next move. So I'm going to go ahead and go even lower now. We're going to go to minute 15. We're going to zoom right out just so you can see more of what's actually going on in the market. So as you can see right now, price is in a bearish, it's in a bearish tone, if you will. As you can see, we're going to go ahead and mark it from the top point and go in and touch in as many wicks as we can. That's how we mark in our trend lines. So as you can see, without touching any bodies of the candlestick, that's what's important. So as you can see, we are in a bearish move right now. So taking that into consideration, do we think that this point will hold up? It's unlikely due to these 4 candlesticks here showing us a very strong bearish momentum, and showing us that the bulls don't really have much control of the market as of right now. Obviously, as you can see at the time at the bottom is 8:43 GMT London time. We have roughly 17 minutes, 16 to 17 minutes before the London session kicks in. And obviously, as you guys know, the London session will induce more volatility and volume within the market. So we could roughly see anything happen. However, looking at these 4 candlesticks on the minute 15 and the hour 4, we could potentially see, and the most likely move would be price to come back down to test here, to then perhaps test back down to here. If we see price break through this level, test this as support, and then come back up to test this area of 2663 as a resistance, obviously, as you guys know, we marked over before, it's a break and retest pattern, which could in turn mean that price will continue bearish and drop off from this point onwards. However, if price decides to drop down to this level to test this same support that it tested many times, as we've already gone over, and then come back up, that will invalidate the potential break and retest pattern, meaning that price will most likely continue bullish. We're going to go ahead and go to our daily candlestick and just see more of what's going on in the grand scheme of things. We're going to go ahead and delete that. We're going to go ahead and zoom right in for you on these 3-4 candlesticks here. So as you can see, we've got a bearish day so far. There's not a lot of volume in the market compared to these 3 candlesticks, which have been the last move from the 2585 level before price then pushed through. So obviously we spoke about the potential of this move happening here in the last start of week technical analysis, where we spoke about, we had this star candlestick, which is where we was talking about on this candlestick here, and we said if we can see price follow this same suit, it will be a stronger bullish move. However, that didn't happen and price just continued bullish completely. That doesn't mean that it's not as strong as bullish move, but what we do like to see in a bullish or bearish move is those higher highs created by those higher lows, or those lower lows be created by those lower highs. Obviously, as you can see, we are in a bearish market as of right now for today. As you can see, the hour 4 as well, where markets open today, roughly around this candlestick here, we had some quite the same bullish and bearish momentum. Obviously, you can see bears and bulls fighting, resulting in this candlestick pushing up and pushing down and then finishing roughly where it opened. And as you can see, price is still sort of bearish now. So the most likely thing that we're going to see on the hour 4 and overall for gold is we could see this next candlestick open up. As you can see, we've only got 13 minutes left of this hour 4, and it doesn't seem that much is happening. Obviously, in this next candlestick here, we're going to see the volume enter the market due to the London session starting off. So we could potentially see price come to here and then push up to its all-time high. Basically, what we're talking about, what we're seeing here is overall, just because of the strength of a bullish move, we don't see gold taking that bearish turn anytime soon. Again, if I go ahead and mark in a trend line for you guys on hour 4 real quick, if I go ahead and mark that there, we are roughly sitting there. So if price does decide to come down to test this and break through and do a break and retest pattern down to the downside, then we most likely will see a bearish move. However, lower time frames for the foreseeable future, we are in a bull run and we will most likely see a bullish continuation. We could perhaps see a consolidation block formed at this level and price continue to move sideways for the next few days. Obviously, as you know, market is closed over the weekend, so we'll see that continuation starting Monday. So we can see a consolidation block and then we can get more information on what we can see in the market. But as of right now, as of the price action that we can currently see, most likely move is a bullish move to the upside to then test at previous high as a support and then continue on to test an all-time high, perhaps of around 2,700. So yeah, that's going to be our end of week technical analysis video for you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget, if you have any questions or you want any more information regarding this technical analysis, drop us a message in the bot. Hope you guys have had a good week. Make sure to withdraw some of that profit for yourselves. Have a good day, have a good weekend, and peace.